Ready?
I bought like a small, I don't know what I did, like a pretty good set.
What's that?
They're waiting on the board.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to grab
Good.
Same brand.
I know, eventually.
Yeah.
And they got a decent product.
Yeah, that's fine. Glad to see that. No, I'm not.
Keep in mind,
It's a
we're
long
gonna make
ride.
some
For me,
mistakes.
so far away.
Yeah.
And then, like, I didn't even think of that, but it's like rush hour. Taking that long ride with the rush hour.
That should give you plenty of room.
Alright,
Here come the charges.
Okay, go ahead.
Bring
Start.
the Bulldogs.
you ready?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Hold on. What's that?
Stafford, I need to see.
That's in the northeast corner?
No, it's more central, but way up. Yeah. Because, you know, East Windsor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jarvis Stadium in Ansonia. My name is Mike Kenichi, and beside me is Sean Morse, and we are with Ansonia Derby Football Classic page. And tonight, we are here to broadcast the playoff game between the Stafford Summers East Windsor Bulldogs and the Ansonia Chargers. And Sean, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. It's going to be a great game. Delighted to do this, and we hope this is something that's going to be a long-term thing.
Thank you, Mike. And the Chargers are just taking the field as they're about to bust through the cheerleaders sign there.
From your Ansonia Charger.
And the legendary voice of the Ansonia Chargers, Mr. Bob Bart, just announced the Chargers coming onto the field. Sean, what do you think about this game? Give me some of your keys to the game. Let's start with Ansonia.
I think Ansonia's going to have to concentrate on their run game like they always do. Focus on the line, dominate up front on the line, and run their typical their power eyes and their wishbones and their typical formations.
Right. And now the Bulldogs, Sean, is well known. It's a co-op. There's three teams. We don't really know a lot about them, but talk about the conditions for tonight, because this could be a tough field condition, tough playing conditions for both teams.
Yeah, it's a wet, slick, all over the state. All the games, the playoff games are wet and slick. It's going to be a rough one. Ball control is going to be an issue. The rain has subsided, but there's still quite a bit of slickness on the field.
You know, Sean, let's talk about Coach Tom Brockett a little bit. This is his 11th season. Quite the record for Mr. Brockett. In 11 years, he's won 5 state titles, 10 Naugatuck Valley League championships. Talk about Coach Brockett and what he's meant to Ansonia.
He's been phenomenal. You know, he's continued the tradition, certainly getting that close to that Cheshire record of 40-0. You know, just phenomenal, continuing the tradition of the Jack Hunts and the Bobby Leaseys and the Bill McAllisters, doing a phenomenal job. And this year, of course, what was supposed to be a difficult year has turned out to be undefeated once again so far.
Right. You know, Sean, if you asked me last week, you know, when they came out with the pairings, I'd say, you know, you have to favor Ansonia, and I still think you do. But with conditions like this, I don't know. I think this game could go either way tonight. I think it's going to come down to who doesn't turn the ball over the most.
Certainly, that's going to be an issue. Ansonia with the home field advantage is going to be a good thing for them. But the Class S is hard this year, so we'll see what happens.
I think it's going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to doing this, and it's a pleasure, and there's nothing better than high
Captains
school
will be
football.
at center of the field. Ansonia's captains are number 88, Christopher Raleigh. Number 72, Joe DeSouza. Number 75, Chad Sanders. Number 32, Malcolm Martin.
69.
The
Coin
Bulldogs,
toss.
number 11, Nate LaJoy. Number 9, Joe Magillo. That was 9. You got 6. Number 6, Justin Grant.
Both captains getting ready to meet at the center of the field.
And the Bulldogs are coached by Brian Lazone. Ansonia is 10-0, and Stafford is 9-0.
Sonia won the toss and deferred to the second half.
The Chargers have won the coin toss and they've elected to defer for the second
Bulldogs
half.
will
The
receive.
Bulldogs will
Ansonia will
receive.
defend the south end zone.
Get ready, John. I'll tell you when I say, you know.
We are ready to go, and this should be an exciting game. Here we go.
Every time I come here, you call me the Bulldogs.
Team's very pumped up,
That's 3 times.
all
that
pumped
you
up,
did.
ready to go.
Twice. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps. We honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
Pause for the national.
Okay, John. Okay, John, let's hit the stop.
You heard a very ecstatic Ansonia fan, Mr. Sean Rowley, getting pumped up, also a former Charger. And, you know, this is what it's all about, Valley football. I mean, nothing better than that.
Certainly. Here we go as the teams are getting set up in their kickoff and kick return formations. Ansonia, of course, to kick off as they defer to the second half.
That'll be senior quarterback Bryson Cafaro kicking
Setting
off
up
for the
kickoff for
Chargers.
Ansonia, number
Bryson has had a
16, Bryson
tremendous
Cafaro.
season for the Chargers, both as a kicker and a quarterback. Bryson is also a very good baseball player as well.
22.
Back deep for Stafford is number 9,
9, yeah.
Joe Mangillo, and I believe number 29, Colton
The
Engel.
Bulldogs, number 9, Joe Mangillo, number 29, Colton Engel.
And here we go. We are ready to go.
Whistle blown.
And Engel picks up the ball, and he is going to be taken
Well,
down by
Engel
the
ball
Boston
carrier.
Chargers.
Takes the ball to about the 25-yard line.
And the Bulldogs will start at the 25-yard line.
Darwin Amaya.
Ansonia looks pumped and ready to go. They get ready to set into one of their traditional defenses.
And Nate LaJoy is the quarterback for the Bulldogs. LaJoy. And this is a double pass right off the bat, and it is incomplete.
The double pass, incomplete.
Intended for
Mangillo,
Mangillo.
second and 10.
He had
Second and 10, and right away the Bulldogs, they didn't waste any time. They were going out quick.
that Bulldog receiver was way out there He was ahead of the defense, but the ball was just thrown a little short.
You know, throwing could be a problem tonight. You know, again, the conditions aren't the best. Now they're in the shotgun, the Bulldogs. This should be interesting. Motion. And again,
Pass throw to the far side of the field once again.
and LaJoy's pass to Mangello is
Taking out of
complete.
bounds by number 10, Brent Washington.
Gain of about 2 or 3.
And that was Brent Washington on the tackle
Bring up a
for the
13.
Chargers.
In the huddle now.
Big third down play.
Bulldogs at the line. 3rd and about 8.
LaJoy is going back to pass, and he's got a man out there, and it is incomplete.
Joy's pass
Intended for
incomplete.
Justin Grant.
In and out of his hands.
Headed for number 6.
Well
Justin
defended by
Grant.
Ansonia.
And the Bulldogs will be
Jake
forced to
Butler on
punt.
the coverage for Ansonia. Bring up a 4th and 8.
They got a good punter, I know that.
Appears that the Bulldogs punt team is coming in.
Markel Dobbs is back deep for the
Markel
Chargers.
Dobbs is back deep for Ansonia.
He's up number 6. Looks like 6.
And Hallenbach will punt for the Bulldogs.
4. 8.
Punt is
The
off.
punt is good.
He's getting a lot better than
It
one.
takes a Bulldog bounce.
Hallenbach's kick rolls dead inside Ansonia territory at about the 43-yard line.
And the Chargers will take over at the 43-yard line. And, you know, Sean, you could talk all about it. Ansonia's offense is very dangerous. Dobbs could break one at any time.
Yeah.
Faro could throw the ball. He's a tough man to take down. This should be this is an important series for both teams, but I think it's very important for Stafford because you could not fall behind early to the Chargers.
Definitely, this is where Ansonia tends to set the tone as they get ready to go up to the line right now.
The other guy.
Here we go. High formation.
Dobbs, the ball carrier, and here we go, and he's made a long run. Here he goes.
Markel Dobbs,
Markel
ball carrier,
Dobbs.
brings it down to about the 33-yard line.
He takes it down to about the 33-yard line. A good start for the Chargers. You can't say enough about Dobbs. He has been outstanding
Run
all
down by
season.
Julian
Been
Remus.
great all year on the sweeps.
First and
On
10
the outside,
Ansonia.
that was the one to about the 2 hole,
At the
but he did a great run for
34-yard
about
line.
And the Chargers
15,
are first
20
and 10
yards.
at the 34.
No.
And I say give it to Dobbs again.
Looked like a scissors play there.
Okay. I think I took my
40,
Gain of about
Justin Lopez, the ball
4
carrier.
or 5.
45.
That was Justin Lopez, the ball carrier.
Bring up
Gain
a
of about
second and about
6.
5. Looks like
Tony Desolet's on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Ansonia at the line now. High formation again.
Dobbs, the ball carrier. And he's going to pick up a first. He's going to pick up more. And he brings it down to about the
Maybe the 18,
68.
maybe the 17.
17-yard line. Yeah.
Number what?
68.
Dobbs, the ball carrier, brought down by number 68, Dominic Peterson.
Dominic Peterson on the
Nothing
tackle for the
Ansonia first
Bulldogs.
down.
And the Chargers are just moving the ball at will. And this could be a long evening for the Bulldogs if they do not get it together. Dobbs again. And Dobbs brings
Dobbs,
it up to
again,
about
ball
the,
carrier, brings it down just outside the 10.
Dobbs is just
about the 10-yard
dominating.
line.
Dobbs is just dominating the Bulldogs defense right now. They're in the red zone. Ansonia's in the red zone. He's just having his way with this defense right now.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you right now, again,
Dominic Peterson again on the stop for
the Bulldogs, I feel like they could not fall
Second and
behind
4.
in this game. This is a big, big series.
Ansonia at the line now. Dobbs again.
Lopez, the
Lopez,
ball
sorry.
carrier.
Justin Lopez, the ball carrier, brings it down near the 5-yard
He's
line,
about at the 4-yard line.
45.
down to the 4.
Ansonia dangerous in the red zone this
Brought down
year.
by Cody Desolet. First and goal, Ansonia.
Ansonia at the line
Sean,
once again.
I say give it to number 1 until you could stop him.
Looks like a wishbone formation.
Dobbs the ball carrier, and he is stuffed.
45.
Dobbs, ball
Big
carrier,
tackle
accepted
by the
line of
Bulldogs.
scrimmage by number 45, Cody Desolet.
Desolent on the tackle. That was a nice stop for the Bulldogs.
Ansonia, what's it about,
No game, no, we lost the movie, right?
About the 5-yard line, a loss of 1 on the play.
3rd and goal?
Second.
Second and goal.
Second and goal. Ansonia at the line.
And Cafaro, when I got faked out there, I thought Cafaro had it, but
Dobbs, ball carrier.
Dobbs again and picks up about maybe 2.
Down to the,
Down to the 3-yard line.
Down to 3, yeah.
Down about the 3-yard line.
It's a big play for both teams right here. If you're Ansonia, you know, you want to punch it in.
3rd and goal, it's about 2 yards to the goal line. Ansonia now?
Dobbs the ball carrier, and he will go in uncontested.
Markel Dobbs,
Markel
touchdown.
Dobbs in for the Charger touchdown, and just like that, 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go, the Chargers are in the end zone.
You know, Mike, we talked about the wishbone, we talked about the eye. It's exactly what Ansonia's done here. They've run their typical power formations, and they've just had their way so far with the with the Bulldogs
You know,
defense.
Sean, the Chargers
Yeah,
have gotten
the extra
better
point.
week in and week out.
Cafaro.
Cafaro will attempt the extra point. His kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is up and good.
And the score,
8:38
with
left.
8:38 to go, it's
Ansonia
Ansonia 7,
7,
Stafford nothing. Great series for Ansonia, Sean. Now, you're the Bulldogs. I mean, you know, you have to be able to move the ball on this team because if you don't, it's going to be a long, long evening for the Bulldogs.
Certainly, yes. They're feeling it early. They're not out of this game yet, but they're going to have to pick it up quick on this series if they want to stay in the game. Because everyone knows Ansonia can take over in a
At
heartbeat.
any given time, yeah.
Okay, so 29 and 9, right?
Joe Mangello, along with Colton Angle, back to receive the kickoff.
You know, Sean, we got a lot of teams representing the Valley tonight. You got the Wildcats of Seymour playing Capital Prep, and you got the Shelton Gales taking on Newtown.
Yeah, certainly Valley football at its finest once again. The teams are always good here in the Valley, and this year is no exception.
Mangillo and Angle back deep for the Bulldogs. Cafaro the kick for the Chargers. Oh, and it takes an Ansonia bounce. Oh, and he is. That was Angle, and he went nowhere.
Right here.
15.
Lost a little.
Sedosio with the tackle for
Theodosio on
the
the tackle
Chargers.
for Ansonia.
The ball went right past him. He looked like he tried to go pick it up, but it just went right past him to about the 15-yard line, and then he picked it up and went nowhere.
Now, if you're the Bulldogs, Sean, I mean, they tried a couple of trick plays early on the first offensive series. I mean, I think they got to understand that, you know, those trick plays really aren't going to work against Ansonia. I think the key to the Bulldogs is just moving the ball. That's what you
Game of inches, game of inches. Here we go. Bulldogs at the line. It's like a post.
And the pass is
Enjoys the
incomplete.
pass, incomplete. Intended for Angle. Fred Washington on the coverage for Ansonia. Bring up the
Well
second
defended by
set.
number 10, Washington,
It is.
for Ansonia.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah.
Class S is tough this year, Mike.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Capital Prep, Rocky Hill, a lot of good teams. Cromwell, Portland, Bloomfield. And here we go as the teams are at the line once again.
And the penalty is down.
Okay.
See what the penalty is. I think the Bulldogs.
Ball
left
start
a little
against
too early.
Bulldogs. Move the ball back.
Let's see, Sean, it's things like that that the Bulldogs can't afford to do. You know, field position is a key, and you cannot afford to make penalties like that.
Certainly not. You're not going to win a game against Ansonia by getting penalties.
They were on the 8, so.
Second and 15.
Bring up second and 15 for the Bulldogs. Joy hands off to
Where'd the angle, right?
the play went nowhere, maybe a yard or two.
And what down do we got there?
Gotta bring up second down, or third down.
Third down as the teams are
Justin Grant.
Deciding
the
what
ball
plate.
carrier for the Bulldogs.
Justin Grant, the ball
Big
carrier.
third down play for the Bulldogs. They must get a first down. LaJoy is back to pass, and well, that's going to be picked off. Oh! Almost
Pass
picked off.
incomplete.
Almost picked off by Jake Butler for the Chargers.
Intended for number 8.
Well defended pass, a little overthrown
Coverage
by
on the play by number
Bulldogs
24,
quarterback
Jake Butler.
Summers,
Bring up
Stafford,
a
East
4th
Windsor.
and 15.
Tough to throw against these D-backs for Ansonia.
And the Bulldogs will have to punt. And this is going to be a big defensive series for the Bulldogs. You cannot afford to fall behind 2 scores.
Ansonia so far is showing their worth and showing what they're made of.
Kellen back is back. Punt for the Bulldogs. Dobbs to receive for the Chargers.
But I said to Jack Simpson, I said, yeah, nobody's charging that either, you know? No, nobody's charging there either.
Caught by the,
And Dobbs, there
Ansonia.
goes Dobbs, and I think he's going to return this.
he's down to the 10.
He's definitely going to return this, and he is in for an Ansonia touchdown.
29.
Markel Dobbs.
29?
Yeah.
29 yards.
29 touchdown return, and the Chargers are up front 13-0. And I'll tell you right now, this could be an ugly evening very quick. You know, Sean, one of the things you cannot do, you cannot kick it to Dobbs and give him all that room. You give him room like that, and he's just going to, return it.
Definitely poor coverage by Stafford, Summers, East Windsor. They let that outside lane just be wide open. Going to be a tough night for them so far, anyway. They
I
keep
think
this
the
up.
key to the Bulldogs is get field position. LaJoy looks like he could throw the ball. Faro to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick
Faro's
is
kick is
good.
up.
And with 7:38 to go, it is
7:38
Ansonia
left.
14,
Score Ansonia
Stafford
14.
nothing.
Stafford nothing.
You know, Mike, you talked about Stafford, Summers, East Windsor can't get behind early, and here they are. It's 14-0.
Yeah, you can't give up big plays to a great team like Ansonia. You do that, and I mean, again, they're just going to have their way with it. I mean, they're just such a very good football team, great football team. You know, Sean, one of the things I wanted to mention too about Ansonia is you talk about the Valley and how great it is. You can't say enough about the assistants for Ansonia. Bobby Lisi, John Sponheimer, Earl Stanley. I'm sure I'm missing a couple guys, but those 3 have been around Ansonia football for practically, Earl has been around 35 years. Spoonie and Lisi have been around for over 40. Just tremendous job.
Yeah, you're not going to outcoach these coaches. These are some of the best coaches in the state, and it's a test to their 19 championships, going for 20 this year.
Angelo and Engel back deep for the Bulldogs. This is a big offensive series here. If the Bulldogs could somehow move the ball, they have a shot.
7:33 to go in the first quarter.
And Engel, the ball carrier, and he has it. Nope.
Engel's
He's
the
going to
ball
be taken
carrier.
down.
He's out to supposed to be 35.
Chargers or the Bulldogs will start at the 35.
Darwin Maya on the stop for Ansonia.
Now, if you're the Bulldogs, Sean, I think
There's
this
10
series
Bulldogs?
is move the ball. You
25
don't want to
yards.
give
35
Ansonia the
yards.
ball back.
35 yards.
Well, that's something they've been unable to do. They've had trouble getting first downs, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens next as both teams are at the line now.
We got 3 wideouts.
Blitz in. Ansonia blitz.
It's complete. And he is taken down, though. He didn't get many yards on that.
Pass was complete to Justin
Just a
Grant.
little
Brought down by
pattern,
number
looked like a
25,
little bit of a wide
Darwin
receiver screen pattern.
Grant on the
Gain of
reception.
5, second and 5.
Got about 5 yards.
Yeah.
One of the better things for what's happened to the Bulldogs today. As both teams get into the line.
You know, Sean, one of the things I've kind of noticed here is the Bulldogs are definitely a passing team, and that's what they're going to do. And LaJoy's pass is
Joy's
incomplete,
pass,
intended for
incomplete.
Engel. Broken up by number 25 for the
10
Chargers,
for Joe and Jello.
Want to
Darwin Amaya.
remind everyone our officiating crew is from Fairfield County, doing a stellar
Covered
job
by
so far.
Darwin Amaya. 3rd and 5.
Big 3rd and 5 here for the Bulldogs. They need a first down. They have to be able to stay on the field right now. This offense cannot afford.
I think they have more strikes across, so maybe the
Both teams at the line.
And LaJoy drops back, and he's got it. Oh, he overthrows him. That's going to be picked off by number 8 for the Chargers.
And he knocked over the ref.
Lopez. And Lopez has got a seam. He might go all the way. He could go all the way. He's still going. Forget about it. He's in uncontested. Touchdown Chargers.
Touchdown Chargers. That was an unbelievable play as he knocked down the ref at about the 25-yard line, and then just great coverage by the lanes on the punt return team on the defense, and just great blocking and traditional Ansonia football shown there with an Ansonia touchdown.
I'll tell you what, it looks like it's shaping up to be a very long night for the Bulldogs. Now, Sean, I noticed down here, I think number 11 for the Chargers, I believe that is Cody Tedosio. He is helped off the field. He's limping right now. We hope he's okay. That was a heck of a run, Sean.
It's great. It was fantastic.
Cafaro to attempt the extra point.
Yeah.
The kick is
Brown's
up, and
kick
it
is
is
up and
good. With 6:33 to go, your score is the Ansonia Chargers 21, Stafford Bulldogs nothing. You know, Sean, one of the things we talked about was you cannot give up the big plays, and unfortunately for the Bulldogs is they've been giving up the big plays. That, you know, say what you want, and I know a lot of people said this was a down year for the Chargers, but there's no such thing in this town as a down year.
Yeah, I mean, with this coaching, with this kind of caliber of gold level coaching, you're not going to have down years. At least not with the coaching job they've done this year. It's been remarkable to say the least.
You know, you cannot say enough about Tommy Brockett and the job he's done in the 11 years. As I mentioned before, 5 state titles, 10 NBL titles. Brockett is just a tremendous coach. I mean, you know, you could rank Brockett up there with anybody in the state. He's unbelievable.
Certainly a remarkable coach, and something to really value here and cherish in the city of Ansonia.
Back for the Bulldogs, Joe Mangillo.
Mangillo back deep.
Angle.
Angle
Receive
as well.
Bryson Cafaro's kickoff.
Faro to kick off for the Chargers.
6:33 to go in the first quarter.
No, yeah. Is that intentional? No, the ball's probably.
And again, Angle will take the ball. He's been the man doing all the running tonight, and he brings it up. And there's a fumble on the play.
Angle on the kickoff
I
return.
believe the Bulldogs
Ball on the
recovered. And the Bulldogs, I do think, recovered the fumble. And they will start.
Bulldog football.
I would say
Movement change now.
around the 41-yard line.
Ball placed at the 41-yard line. First and 10 Bulldogs.
And again, if you're the Bulldogs, you've got to get a score here. You cannot fall behind anymore. They need a score. This
Both
series.
teams at the line now. Motion.
The Joy's pass. Again, complete.
Pass complete.
Angle.
Colton Angle.
Got about 4 on the play, maybe
Tackled by Sir John Burney.
maybe 3.
You got to give it to all these loyal fans out here who are out here in
Gain
this
of 2
wet,
yards.
rainy day. The rain has stopped, which
Actually,
is
no
actually
gain.
hasn't proven to be a major issue in the game. Some balls thrown a little short and a little wet, but one fumble. But overall, it hasn't been a major issue for these teams.
You know, the rain looks like it's subsided a lot, which, you know, thank God. I mean, it was pouring all afternoon.
Both teams at the line now. Shotgun formation.
Joy, and his pass is short. It was
Joy's
intended
pass
for
is complete.
Mangillo, but again, short.
10 for Joe Mangillo. Bring up a 3rd and 10.
You know, Sean, you almost get the feeling like he's forcing his passes a little bit. From everything you've read, he's a good quarterback. You know, hopefully he gets it together for the Bulldogs.
They look a little nervous right now, but they shouldn't give up. That's not the time to give up. You got to keep fighting, keep going, and just fight
3rd and
through the
10
adversity.
for the Bulldogs.
So he
Joy
blitz into
is
the right
back to
side.
pass, and he's got a man. 29 is, and he misses the ball. He turned the wrong way. That was Colton
First pass
Angle.
incomplete, intended for
Pass was
Colton
there,
Angle.
but he turned the
Fourth
wrong
and
way.
10.
The Bulldogs will be forced to punt.
He was open right through his hands. If he caught that, he would have been down to about the 35-yard line. But you can't miss those opportunities against a staunch defense like Ansonia.
You know, LaJoy could throw the ball, and, you know, it's just a matter of making a couple completions.
Number 4.
And I believe this is,
Mike Munson?
I can't really tell. I think number 4, I want to say Munson is picking.
No, top 4.
Or Callenbach, I'm sorry. We want to thank the
Callenbach.
Bulldog spotters.
Punt
They've been
throws in at about the
tremendous.
22-yard line. First and 10 Chargers.
Chargers will take over on about the 22-yard line.
You know, the Bulldogs defense has got to be tired. They've been on that field a lot this first quarter. You know, again, if you're Stafford, you've got to be able to move the ball at some point because this defense can't keep going out there like this.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to change fast for Stafford, Summers, East Windsor, as both teams are getting ready to come up to the line at Ansonia's own 22-yard line.
He still teaches school.
Handoff, and that is
Malcolm Martin.
number 32, I believe.
To the fullback.
Malcolm Martin, ball
Martin, the
carrier.
ball carrier. Gets it to about the 27-yard line, maybe 26. Bring up second down.
Gain of 4 and play.
Second and 6.
Second and 6.
Ansonia making some substitutions now.
Cody Gibo.
No, Cody Tedosio's still not back in this game, Sean. Hopefully he's okay. Ansonia needs him. He's a big contributor, an important player.
We'll see if we can get an update on that at halftime.
You don't believe me?
I don't know.
Ansonia and Bulldogs at the line right now.
And I believe this is, and there goes Dobbs, and forget about it. He is gone. Goodbye.
Down to the 20, the 10.
And you could just
Touchdown,
put your stamp
Ansonia.
on this.
74-yard touchdown run. Number 1, Markel Dobbs.
I'll tell you what, Dobbs is having a game tonight.
He is
Just
having
like
his
that.
way.
We still got 4 and change to go in this first quarter, and clearly the night belongs to the Chargers so far.
So far, it's a full game. It's a 4-quarter game. Anything can happen. But Ansonia is just dominating the game right now.
Chico's in there. What's he, a holder or kicker? Must be the holder. No, Lopez is the holder.
I want to remind everyone they can see lots of interviews and different things with past players and coaches from all the Valley teams at AnsoniaDerbyClassicFootball.com's YouTube page. Check out our videos, old games, all kinds of stuff. Maybe some you played in yourself.
I see these guys with them cut.
Sony's setting up for the extra point now.
Oh,
PAT.
okay.
Caparo will attempt the extra point. Kick is good.
Kick is up and good.
With 4:23 to go in this contest in the first quarter.
28.
The Chargers 28, the Bulldogs nothing.
Hats off to Stafford, Summers, East Windsor for hanging in there, playing the full game. No matter what happens, you got to battle through adversity, play the game. If you're the coach of Stafford, Summers, East Windsor, what are you telling them, Mike?
Well, you know, basically you got to tell them to just try to get a score. Don't think about, you know, trying to score 3 or 4 touchdowns. You have to score right now. That's all you could do. On this series, you want to score. That's the key. Because right now you're down 28-0. You can't think about trying to come back. Right now you have to think about staying in the game.
Certainly, yes. It's about pride and moral victories. Game of inches, certainly for Stafford, Summers, East Windsor right now. Just take it play by play and just do your best at this point.
You know, 25 is going to kick off for the Chargers. I believe that is Amaya, Darwin Amaya.
4:23 left in the first quarter.
Angle Magillo back. Steve,
There
kick off.
goes Mangillo.
Joe
He's gonna
Mangiello.
try to get us, and he's going nowhere. Number 3 on the
Tackled
play
by
for the
number
Chargers,
3,
Deshaun
Daquan Hamilton.
Daquan Hamilton. I do apologize.
All 125 pounds.
And Stafford Summers East Windsor will
5'4",
take over.
125-pound junior for the Chargers.
22.
They're going to be at the 22-yard line, their own 22-yard line. First down.
They'll start at the 22-yard line, first and 10.
Hey, no pro.
Oh, and there's
A little bit of a handoff to maybe the fullback.
LaJoy hands off to Mangillo, and picks up a good amount of yards on the play.
Picked up about 5 yards. It looks like second and
Joe's
about
ball carrier
maybe
brought down by
6.
number 55, Mike LaRova.
Mike LaRova on the tackle for the Chargers.
Gained about 4, second and 6.
Shotgun formation for Stafford Summers East Windsor.
Whoever that tall kid is.
Hand off again to the
And he
back.
slipped, he fell, which is understandable in these conditions.
Like he lost about a yard or
It
two.
might have been Mangillo
Yeah,
again.
is he tall? Or is that 8?
No,
No, 8's a receiver.
Joe once again ball carrier. Top of the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 6.
Big third down for the Bulldogs. They have to get it first here. You cannot put this offense back on the field for Ansonia.
At the line now, both teams
LaJoy drops back, and
pressured.
he completes it.
First
And
down.
that's a first down.
Joy's pass complete to Angle.
Angle on the reception, and
Brought
that's
down by Markel Dobbs.
That's
An
the
upright
first
first
big
down.
play for the Bulldogs, and that was, good job. Great pass by
Ball marked
LaJoy,
at the 40-yard line.
and that's what you need to do. Again. You just have to move the ball. You can't think about, the score right now. All you got to think about is trying to get in the end zone.
Talked about game of inches. That was a good positive result for Stafford Summers East Windsor at the 40-yard line now at the line. Under center.
And he's going nowhere. That was Justin Grant, and he was taken down by a host of Chargers.
Lost about 2 or 3 yards on that play.
Justin Grant, ball player,
Ball
ball carrier.
Say it again?
Malcolm Martin on the stop for Ansonia.
Lost it. About 2, right?
Lost about 2, second and 12.
They can't tell the
Bring up
tall
2nd
guy
and 12 for the Bulldogs, and
The tall kid is.
Both
I would
teams
have to
at the
bet
line.
that they're going to pass. I would think this is the game plan.
Yeah, they're in the shotgun. Once again.
LaJoy drops back and
Pressured out of the
he's under-
pocket.
and he throws it and almost
Joy's pass
incomplete to
incomplete.
Collenbach. Good try.
Intended for
Great effort by the
Brandon
receiver.
Jake Butler on the
Jake Butler on
coverage
the
for
coverage
the
for Ansonia.
Chargers
Great effort by the
3rd and 12.
receiver to just stretch his arms way out there
and bring up 3rd and 12.
down at the 43-yard line. Stretched as far as he could, but just couldn't grasp it. It was on the tip of his fingers.
And I'll tell you this though, LaJoy is, he could throw the ball. He definitely could throw.
He's got a little bit of an arm. Certainly the wetness is affecting him a little bit, but not terribly as things have dried up here at Jarvis Field. Shotgun formation once again, everyone at the line.
LaJoy drops back and he is going nowhere.
Joy back to pass. That's in the
A
backfield.
loss of about 3 on the play.
Bernie on the sack for Ansonia. Bring up a 4th down.
And they'll no doubt be punting as this is going to be a 4th and about almost
I'll
20.
tell you,
It looks
this
like
seems like the longest first quarter though. I'll tell you.
minute and 30 to go in the first.
There haven't been that many plays for it. Well, there's been a lot of incomplete passes. Well, yeah.
And Colin,
A return team back to receive.
again, I would keep it away from him. I would not punt it to him. And he bobbles it, but Dobbs picks it up. Look at this kid run. Here he goes, and
Once again, down
Dobbs
to the
is still going.
at
And
the 40, the 30. The 20, the
Forget
10.
about it, boy. What
Touchdown
a
once
first quarter
again.
for
73
Markel
yards.
Dobbs.
Kickoff.
Unbelievable quarter.
73 yards.
You know, Sean, he bobbled the ball. He had to go pick it up, turn around, and I mean, unbelievable.
Pure
73-yard run. And
You could put your stamp on this game early in the first quarter.
Pure athleticism there shown by Dobbs as he bobbled the ball, dropped it on the ground, and picked it up to return for his second punt return of the game.
And if I'm Coach Brockett, Sean, I would not even put Dosia
Bryson
back in the
Caparo,
game.
attempt the extra
There's,
point.
yeah, there's no need to injure him. You got to possibly 1 or 2, maybe 3 more playoff games. Just keep him healthy. You're winning. You've got a sizable lead in just the first quarter, 34 to nothing. As they attempt the extra point.
And that one's no good. Or it is good. Oh, wow.
It was
I
nothing good.
do apologize. That
58
was
seconds
short.
left in the first
With
quarter.
57 seconds to go,
35,
Ansonia 35, Stafford
Stafford
nothing.
3, nothing.
Ansonia showing their dominance in the Class S once again. A lot of people say the road to Ansonia goes through the road to the Class S championship goes through Ansonia. Do you think that's true, Mike?
Oh, I mean, listen, they're the cream of the crop. I mean, 19 state titles, you know, like I said to you, a couple weeks ago, the playoffs have been in existence, I think, for 40 years, and they've, won 19 state titles. I think they've been to the playoffs 29 times. Unbelievable.
Phenomenal program here built by the
Aaron
Ansonia
Maya,
Chargers.
kickoff for Ansonia, back 4. Stafford
Tradition
and
continues.
Joe Mangello and Colton Engel.
You know, the coach Mazzone, I don't know what you could really say to your boys. I mean, I guess you tell them to keep playing. That's all you could do.
I think it's about moral victories at this point.
Uh-oh.
there's
Fumbled.
a fumble on the play. Uh-oh. And the Bulldogs
They lose
recover.
ball, recovered by the Bulldogs at the 30-yard line.
The way the night's been going for the
53,
Bulldogs, you almost
Jacob Locklear,
felt that the Chargers
Recovery.
would recover, but
first and 10.
the Bulldogs were able to recover.
He fumbled it at about the 20. It bounced up to about the 30, and then one of the other players covered it up just in time before the Ansonia kickoff team got down there. Both teams at the line now. Play starts on the 30-yard line, first and 10.
Pitch to number 6, that is Grant.
Grant, the ball carrier.
He gets about maybe 2.
I think it was Dobbs.
Markel Dobbs.
Dobbs on the tackle.
And he stopped. There's a gain of 1.
Dobbs
Second
is
and
doing
9.
everything tonight.
Dobbs all over the field. Certainly showing himself
That's number 6 in the back.
what it means to be an Ansonia Charger. Clock is ticking as there's 30 seconds left in the first, and it looks like they're just going to let this go down as the end of the first quarter has just
That's
finished.
the end of the first.
And that ends the quarter, and all Ansonia tonight. The score, Ansonia 35, Stafford nothing.
35. Stafford, East Windsor, Summers, nothing.
I've seen it.
No.
Well,
As the second quarter starts, Sean, I mean, if you're the Bulldogs, again, you gotta sustain the drive. I mean, they have not moved the ball at all. They made a couple good passes that just fell short. They really have to, move the ball here. can't keep giving the ball back to Ansonia. If you're Ansonia, I mean, you just keep playing the way you're playing. I mean, eventually it'll be a JV game.
Yeah, and certainly that's always good for other players to get their experience as you rebuild for next year. But you know, it's still early. You never know what can happen. You got to give these guys a chance. But Ansonia is certainly dominating the game so far.
Right, so 6 is doing
LaJoy, oh no, this is
rally.
ooh,
Joy's pass, complete.
LaJoy's
Kind of
pass
Justin Grant.
incomplete. He had
Raleigh
Grant
on
there.
coverage for
Just a
Ansonia.
little overthrown.
3rd and 9.
Bring up 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Again, can't say enough. You gotta get a sustained drive. You know, you could tell their bread and butter is passing, but at some
11:54.
point you gotta move the ball.
11:54 on the clock right now. Start of
In a
the
long
second quarter.
first half, I'll tell you that much.
Both teams at the line. Looks like Ansonia's blitzing on the left side.
And he complete. LaJoy completes it, number 29.
10.
Joy's pass complete.
And he gets a
Angle.
first down.
His angle,
Play
he
by
does
Rick
get a
Washington.
first, and that's a nice,
Set up for a first down.
nice pass, nice
Bulldogs.
catch for the Bulldogs.
41.
Stafford, Summers, East
Ball
Windsor.
parked at the 41
Making
yard
some
line.
progress
First
here.
and 10.
Yeah, that was a nice, nice pass, nice catch.
They get
See what
another.
happens.
They get another first down in this series. They'll make it past the 50, which is good progress. Both teams getting ready to set up to the line now. Under center for the Bulldogs.
LaJoy pitches it to number 8, I think that, or number 6, which is
Justin Grant, ball
Justin
carrier.
Grant.
Brought down by Rick Washington.
Washington on the tackle. Could see Coach Bobby
8 of 5
Lisi
on the
fired
play.
up over
Second
there.
5.
You know, can't say enough about Coach Lisi over the years to the Ansonia football program. Was the head coach in 1984 and 1985, a state title against Putnam in '84. Tremendous coach.
Been key to all their victories. Both teams at the line.
LaJoy. He's got a man out there. He's
Pass.
got him, and it is incomplete.
On the
Good
tip of
job
his
by
hands.
number 24 for Ansonia, Jake Butler.
On the tip of his hands
Joy's
once
pass
again.
complete.
Good
Covered down the
defense
play by Jake
by the
Butler.
D-back there, Butler.
Pass was intended for Brandon
Just
Callenbach.
good quality
Callenbach,
defense.
35.
the intended receiver. You know, you got to feel a little bit for the Bulldogs, Sean. I mean, they have yet to be able to make a big play. I mean, there's been a couple times it looked like the pass was there, and it just continues to come up short.
You just want to hope for their kids they can get a score here at some point before the half with 10:34 to go, as both teams are at the line once again. Motion.
Joy, he's going to pass again, and incomplete.
Joy's pass incomplete.
Intended for
Callenbach.
Callenbach. Again, it'll bring up 4th down. They're going to be forced to punt.
Jake Butler on the
Fourth
coverage.
and about 5.
Now, Sean, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm the Bulldogs, do not punt it to Mr. Dobbs. Just kick it away. Kick it out of bounds if you have to.
If I'm them, I'm thinking about going for this on 4th and 6. You're at the 46.
Looks like they are going for it, Sean. You know, you called it. They definitely have to. What do you got to lose? You know, it's a good job by Coach Mazzone. And he hands it off. That's a little
to the
questionable.
right side, a
And
little bit
he
of a
is not
sweep.
gonna
Ball was
get it.
handed off to Angle.
I think it was a good call, though. You're at the 46-yard line, some of the better field position you've had today. You got to try to go for that. And that was a good call, even though it didn't work out in their
Rick Washington
direction.
on the stop for Ansonia. The ball go over on down to Ansonia.
What's going to be at the 40, 45?
Ball be
So he's
marked
going to take over at the
45
45-yard line
First and 10 Chargers.
of the Bulldogs.
Offensive. Okay, so not many at all.
So he comes up to their line with that big offensive set of linemen.
It was all in the first.
I formation.
first series.
Farrell's back to pass.
He's got a man out
And he's
there.
got him, and it's incomplete.
Prowse pass.
It was intended for,
Low pass, incomplete.
Lopez.
A little bit overthrown. still a good play call.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Chargers.
Coach Brockett calling in the play to his quarterback. He is a big kid, that Cafaro.
Faro is a very good athlete, Sean. As I mentioned before, a very good pitcher for the Ansonia baseball team and Coach Baca.
That's really ruined by Chaz.
Pitch
And
out
there
to
goes
the
Dobbs again. Could anybody tackle this kid? I don't know. And he's moving a pile by
Brandon
himself.
Dobbs.
Brings it up to about the 30-yard line.
unbelievable, just like a truck going through a
Markel Dobbs,
sea
ball
of
carrier.
just wheat fields, just going down to the 30-yard line. As Dobbs runs the ball once again, showing that dominant power offense. High formation once again. Chargers at the line.
75 move for the Chargers. I believe that is Sanders, Chaz Sanders.
Mental mistakes. Even though they're winning 35-0, that's not going to be acceptable from Coach Brockett and the Ansonia coaching staff. He's definitely going to get an earful about that offsides penalty come films.
So first and 15, right?
5-yard penalty to be 1st and 15.
He started, I thought.
Ansonia and the Bulldogs line up to the line
No, he came up.
at about the 36-yard line. High formation.
Faro's going to pass. He completes number 24. I believe that is
Brown
Jake
pass
Butler.
Jake Butler.
Little wide receiver screen.
So many weapons on this
Justin
team,
Grant
Sean.
on stop.
You know, you stop one, you got to stop another one. It's not easy. I mean,
Gain of 4, 2nd and 11.
it could be a coach's worst nightmare trying to stop this team.
Certainly, it's like your traditional college teams, your Alabamas, your typical powerhouse teams that Ansonia has developed here.
And there goes Dobbs. And he stopped.
Dobbs, ball carrier.
What?
You know, Sean, I
Brought down
think
by Cody Desolette.
we should let our viewers know as well that this
Gain
is
of
also,
2,
this is also
39.
the 10-year anniversary of Coach Brockett's first state championship for Ansonia back in 2006 with the leadership of Alex Thomas, an outstanding running back for the Chargers. The Chargers capped off a 13-0 season.
Certainly a great year, and one of the ones where dominance just continued and
And
continued.
Dobbs
and
again.
continued.
Dobbs again, and goodbye. See you later. Touchdown,
Markel Dobbs.
Ansonia.
Touchdown.
No, 29. No, 31. 30.
You know, Sean, I gotta. Who's ever doing the stats tonight for Ansonia? God bless him, because Mr. Dobbs is racking up stats tonight.
Your uncle, the master.
And I've just been informed the one doing the stats tonight for the Chargers is longtime Ansonia fan, former player, of course, my uncle, Mr. Ed Morse. And nope, that's Cafaro's extra point is good.
Kings is up and good with 8-12 left in the 2nd quarter. Score Ansonia 42.
The fast man, as we call it. $42-0 with 8:12 to go in the 2nd quarter.
All Ansonia, and you know, Sean, if you're Coach Brockett, you're going to probably start putting in a lot of second-team players. You don't want to risk anybody getting hurt. You know, this will probably be the final. I'm sure Mr. Dobbs' night is over, and if it is, what a performance.
Certainly, I think he'll be done after the half. And you got to start thinking about the rule. What's the rule there, Mike, with, what is it, 50-0, and then there's a running clock?
Running clock, right. You know,
They haven't given up. They're still trying to.
Coach Brockett's a Class C coach. He's not going to run up the score. I believe
Back
you'll
for
see the
Stafford.
jerseys in now.
Joe Mangello. Ball with Colton Angle. Setting up kickoff. Darwin
Steve
Maya.
setting up for the kickoff. Is that a JV kicker you got in there?
It's Darwin Amaya. You know, Cafaro had a little.
Linebacker.
Caught by the Bulldogs up to about the 30.
That is number 29. I believe that's
Coleman Angle
or Angle. I'm
takes the
sorry.
kickoff, brought down by Washington.
Washington on the tackle for Ansonia.
Great time for a lot of younger players to get playing
Ball marked
time.
at the 31-yard line for the Denver Bulldogs.
Both teams at the line.
It's a pitch, and I believe it's going to Mangillo, and he is stood up. Number 55, I believe, made the tackle for Ansonia. That is
Justin Graham is the ball carrier.
LaRoba on the tackle.
Loss of
Michael
about
LaRoba.
3,
Saquon
maybe
Hamilton.
4.
Mike LaRoba. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13.
Looks like Stafford Summers East Windsor will take over at about the 24-yard line. Maybe the 26, actually. They're on.
Joy in the shotgun, and he passes to again. I believe that's
Joyce pass.
Angle.
Got a gain of about 5.
Saquon Hamilton on the stop for Ansonia.
They had some success out of that shotgun.
I think here, Coach Mazzone's just trying to
Gain
move
of
the
6,
ball, see
3rd
what
and 7.
happens, you know.
3rd and about 7, 6, 7.
3rd and 7, I believe.
3rd and 7.
And LaJoy again, and that's going nowhere.
Joyce pass.
Stuff behind the line, another wide receiver
Stuff
screen.
behind the line of scrimmage.
They're starting to be a little predictable with these wide receiver screens.
Right, number
They're having
19,
some
John
success out of the
Pico.
shotgun and the flats
Bring up
and the
a
post patterns and the outs,
4th and 10.
but they run a little too many wide receiver screens, and Ansonia's starting to predict it.
Thing is, Sean, is
Yeah.
Justin Lopez is now back deep for the Chargers, and again,
As I, predicted, I think Mr. Dobbs' night is done.
A return team setting up.
Oh, and it goes
Over his
over. And, oh,
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Bad snap.
Murphy's Law here at Jarvis Field tonight.
Ansonia will take
Covered
over
at about the
at the
13-yard
13-yard line or
13-yard
so,
line. Will be Ansonia ball, 1st
as
and 10.
the snap went over the punter's head, dropped it behind him, and he just covered it up. The punt return team was right on there. The defense, the line just smothered them. And you got to feel for the Stafford Summers East Windsor team. This is going to be a long ride home for them, all the way back up past Hartford.
You know, Sean, I thought maybe the weather might affect things, but I was proven wrong there. It hasn't affected anything. And there goes number 24, Butler, in for an Ansonia
Jake Butler,
score.
touchdown.
If the right don't get you, the left will, and the Chargers just keep pouring it on.
Talked about how the Class S goes through Ansonia, and once again, they're proving that.
Bryson Cabral sent the extra point.
Farrell's kick, and it is no good.
No good.
First missed kick
5:48
of the
left in
night.
the 2nd quarter. For Ansonia, 48. Bulldogs nothing.
5:48 to go in the second quarter here at Jarvis Field. And the Stafford Summers East Windsor team, this is about pride. This is about moral victory. Start thinking about,
I think it's more than moral victory, Sean. I mean, I think right now it's just about trying to punch one in the end zone. Again, Ansonia is just a great football program. There's not more you could say about it. And I don't even know if Stafford had ever seen Ansonia before tonight. I doubt they did. It's a hard team to scout for with only a few days' notice.
certainly it's a team, a lot of teams don't like to play in the playoffs, especially in the Class S.
Mangillo.
the Chargers.
Mango, setting up kickoff. Darwin Amaya.
It's kind of like when the teams go against the Yukon women in basketball at the University of Connecticut.
Maya kicks off for the Chargers, and that's going to go to Mr. Number 9, Mangillo.
Bobbled a little bit.
And he goes nowhere again, nowhere to run.
Joe on the kickoff.
The Chargers are they came ready to play tonight, and I won't even, I won't say Stafford didn't. I just think you're looking at a far superior team right now.
Yeah, I think Stafford came ready to play. They certainly have executed some plays. They've gotten some first downs. They've moved the ball a little bit. They've made it to the 50, almost to the 50 at one point. So, it's hard to play against Ansonia. Both teams at the line.
Oh, there's a little, not much, but I mean, he was able to avoid a tackle. That's Mangillo again, I believe. Yeah.
Justin Grant, the ball carrier.
I'm sorry,
Chris Rowley on the stop for Ansonia.
That was Justin Grant, the ball carrier.
Coach Lisi
Bring up second in about 5.
talking to his defense.
Bulldogs.
Both teams at the line, under center for the Bulldogs.
Hands off and loose ball.
Loose ball on the play.
Handed off to the
And
fullback.
Ansonia, I think recovered. That could be wrong. Yep, the
Recovered by
Chargers
Ansonia.
recovered.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if you're Coach Brackett, you can't ask more of your players than what you've gotten tonight. I mean, they have played a perfect first half, and just a credit to the coaching staff and to these kids, because as Coach Lisi and Coach Spahn told us a couple weeks ago, this team has gotten better and better week in and week out.
They certainly have, and they've really started to peak the last 3 or 4 or 5 games of the season. They've been blowing teams out, and you had to expect something like this going into this game. It is tougher competition as you get into the playoffs, but you had to expect the way Ansonia's been blowing teams out. You had to expect at some point that this could possibly end up like this game is here now. High formation for Ansonia right now.
Farrell, he hands off to Butler, I believe.
Jake Butler, the ball carrier.
Gain of maybe 2 on the play. Bring up second and 9.
Kevin Cisco on the stop for the Bulldogs. Gain of 1, second and 9.
See some of the younger players getting to experience playing in a playoff game. This is what you come to Ansonia for, playing this type of game. High formation.
Farrell pitches it to 25. That's Amaya.
Darwin Amaya, the ball carrier.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Taken out by Julian Rivas and Cody Gibo.
Just under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter here at Jarvis Field.
Gain of 2, 3rd and 7.
And at halftime here, we'll try and see if we can get you some updated scores from around the playoff picture in the championships of the state of Connecticut. CIAC.
Farrell, he pitches it again to Amaya, and maybe gets
Darwin Amaya, the ball carrier.
maybe a yard. This is a good call by Coach Brackett,
Certainly a good call. I don't know if they've had a bad call tonight.
I mean, in the sportsmanship sense.
Sure, definitely, yeah.
Bring up 4th and 9, and I could even see in some of this.
Let's say he wants 1 second.
And I think Coach Brackett's going to take us away a game here.
Classy move.
That'd be Coach Brackett called a timeout.
Come out Ansonia.
And let's see what we got here.
Come up with.
Rocky Hill leads Bullard Havens 35-0 early in the second quarter.
35. Who they beating?
Bullard Havens 35-0 early in the second quarter. And Fairfield,
New Fairfield.
New Fairfield's beating Hill House 14-6.
Wow, Notre Dame. Look at that score right there.
What?
Leads New London 24-0 with 2:07 to go in the second.
Notre Dame's definitely a good
What's
team.
the score?
24-0 Notre Dame with 2:07 to go.
In case you're
In the
wondering
second.
who we're talking to in the background, that's the legendary voice of Ansonia, Mr. Bob Bart. And he's looking around. He's wondering who I'm talking to. Yep, we're talking to him. Bart is also an avid Red Sox fan. You know, we won't hold that against him.
And teams are getting up to the line now, looks like. Ansonia. 2:33 to go in the second quarter here at Jarvis Field. Looks like he's just going to down it, maybe.
Hands it off, I believe, number 5. That's not a bad run. Winder. You know, Sean, Tavius Winder.
Davies Winder was the ball
If you
carrier.
remember back in the
The
early
ball
90s,
over on down.
Ansonia had a player by the name of Tavius Winder for the 94 and 95 team. Very good linebacker for Ansonia.
Yeah, I remember. I think I played a little JV ball with him, if I'm not mistaken.
And you know, it's just that's the thing about Ansonia. Generations of families come to this town and play for this program.
Happens year in and year out.
Ball's on the
It's one of the reasons why they've been so
19-yard
successful.
line. First 10 Bulldogs.
Joy pitches it, and that goes to number 6,
Justin
Justin
Grant, ball
Grant.
carrier.
Pick up with 2 on the play. Number 7, I believe, made the tackle for Ansonia, Troy Walker.
Newtown is
Troy
down
Walker,
21 to
Chris
7.
Rowley on the stop.
Newtown is down 21 to 7.
Oh, wow, and the Shelton Gales lead Newtown 21-7. Joy back to pass, and he's going to go, and he's got a man, and it is incomplete, broken
Joy
up
pass downfield,
by
incomplete.
number 24, Jake Butler.
Pass was intended for Brandon Kelmack, broken up by Jake Butler.
1:40 to go in the second quarter here at Jarvis.
Third down.
Bring up 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs, with 1:40 to go in the first half.
And Darien is beating Greenwich 13-0 with 4:44 to go in the second
And
quarter.
LaJoy, he's got all pressure on him and almost intercepted. Number 3,
Incomplete.
Daquan Hamilton,
Intended for
breaks up the
ankle.
pass.
Broken up by Daquan Hamilton.
You know, with 1:34, Sean, Ansonia's going to have nice field position.
Yeah, you got to think if you're Coach Brockett. You know, this is one of the things we talked about. How do you tell your kids to stop playing? You know, your JVs, they work hard all week, but
Yeah.
you know, you want to be classy too. You know,
I don't think you could tell them to stop playing. You know, as you said, they worked hard. They deserve it.
punt is good, nice punt. There's no one back for Ansonia, which is classy.
It goes up to about the 40-yard line.
Ball rolls dead at the 38-yard line. Tony's ball first and 10.
I could see the Chargers just taking a couple knees here, you know, not trying to do too much with 1:19 to go. Thus far, the Chargers, can't say enough about this first half for the Ansonia Chargers. Unbelievable. You know, came out ready to play.
Phenomenal first half. If you're the Ansonia coaching staff, I think you're thinking, you know, this is exactly what we planned for. This is exactly what we wanted. And expect to see quite a few young and upcoming players in the
Ansonia
second
will take a
half
knee.
as they take a knee. And,
Yep. 2nd and 10.
and Ansonia has some really good JV players. They're going to be good in the next coming years.
Oh yeah, well, you know, one thing about Ansonia, they just reload.
Looks like Massac and New Canaan is tied at halftime, 14-14.
Wow. Say, that New Canaan Darien game on Thanksgiving was a tremendous football game.
At the end of the Shelton game, Shelton is up 21-14 now. A minute and 57 to go in the second. Here's an important Valley game. Seymour 22, Capital Prep 6 at the half.
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
And
That's gonna do it here at the first half. Your score: Ansonia 48, Stafford nothing.
That'll be the last play of the first half. Score Ansonia 48. Stafford, East Windsor, Summers, nothing. We have some other scores. Games around the state. Rocky Hill 35, Blue Hayes nothing. New Fairfield 14, Hillhouse 6. Notre Dame and West Haven 24, New London nothing. Shelton 21, Newtown
right now in the
13.
background here, Bobby Barth
Darien 13, Greenwich
some
nothing.
scores to the fans
Madison
here at
14,
Jarvis
New
Stadium.
Canaan 14, and Seymour 22, Capital Prep 6.
And,
All Chargers tonight in this contest, Sean.
all Chargers, you know, they've been dominating. You know, it's just a phenomenal performance by the Ansonia Chargers. But in the first game of the playoffs, did you expect this, Mike, 48-0?
Well, you know, Sean, with Ansonia, you always have to expect that, you know, when it comes to them, it's David versus Goliath. But I thought maybe with the weather being the way it was, it would be tough on both teams. But, you know, one thing that did happen, which I thought was a key, is that the rain stopped right as kickoff was going. And, you know, Ansonia, I thought there'd be a lot of turnovers, and I think maybe there's been 2 the whole game. And Chargers just, you know, they're Ansonia, vintage Ansonia.
Certainly vintage Ansonia. Yeah, we talked about the possibility of the rain as it was still a little wet as we walked into the press box. But certainly, once again, Ansonia's shown its dominance, and a fumble here or there, drop pass here or there, a bobbled throw here or there in the first quarter early. But both teams seemed to get it together, and as far as ball control goes with the rain, and they just certainly, Ansonia has just dominated. They played stellar defense. They played great offense, you know, and special teams too. Two kick returns by Dobbs for what was it, 60 yards, 70 yards almost.
Let's not forget the interception.
What do you want?
That was also run back for a touchdown as well. I mean, here's the thing, Sean. I don't. This is more about Ansonia being a dominant team. I don't have anything negative to say about Stafford. I think they came ready to play. It's just, you know, they're up against, you know, superior opponent, as I've mentioned.
They certainly are. But you got to give it to them because they're still fighting. They're still there in the trenches, getting down.
They're definitely, you know, they're playing. I mean, they're definitely playing. They haven't given up. I mean, listen.
And
You know,
and they're still making some good plays too. You know, some of these shotgun formations.
Well, one thing I've noticed, you know, this kid LaJoy, the quarterback, he can throw the ball. Joe Mangillo looks like an outstanding player, as does where is he? He's been getting the ball a lot tonight. Angle's done a great job tonight. Justin Grant. I mean, they have some players, and there's a reason they finished the regular season 9-1. But again, I mean, they're just sometimes you got to tip your cap to the other team, and they're, as I've said this many times, they are playing the standard in high school football.
They really are. We got a score in from Southington versus the Blue Knights of NFA, 28-14 at the half. Some other scores are starting to come in here. We'll keep you updated as they come in. But yeah, you know, I think if you're Stafford, Summers, East Windsor's coach, you just tell them play for pride. You don't give up. You go out there,
Yeah,
you hit at the line.
that's all you could do.
You know, you play. This is you know going to be their last game for some of their seniors. You know, play the game. Just play the game. Have fun. Enjoy it. You know, go give it your all because you know it's just one of the best things that could happen to you through sports as you play through high school.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's all you could do, as I've said. I mean, they just played a team that is a dominant high school program. I mean, it's been a dominant high school program for 50 years.
Yeah, and you know Seymour doing pretty good.
You know, the Valley had a great year. It really did. You had Seymour go 8-2 in the regular season. You had Shelton go 8-2 in the regular season. Ansonia's 10-0. You know,
And we just got some stats update here from the Ansonia staff here. Montrell Dobbs had 10 carries, 165 yards for 5 touchdowns. That's pretty remarkable for the first half of play.
Sean, 3 rushing and 2 on punt return.
3 rushing touchdowns
Yeah.
and 2 on punt
And
returns.
100
Return of 29
and
and punt return of 7.
103 yards on punt returns for Mr. Dobbs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
impressive.
2 touchdowns.
That's
Yeah,
remarkable. That's just remarkable for a playoff game.
Yeah. Well, you know, Markel, his brother Montrell was a tremendous player for Ansonia. Ansonia just, you know, they have these great players.
They really do. They really do. And it's year after year they seem to produce a back or a quarterback or a receiver, someone that can score. They just always score.
Rocky Hill's good.
And
I'm just saying, that's what I saw.
Rocky Hill's a good team. Yeah.
you know, let's check out some other things that are going around the state. Try to get some scores in for you
Seymour will play Rocky Hill.
as we're getting live updates here, slowly but surely.
So they would play. They would play Rocky Hill.
And Massac and New Canaan are tied at 14 at the half.
Probably.
That's in the
That's got to be a great game, too.
Be quiet.
that's in the class double L, I believe.
Yeah, they don't play.
And Greenwich versus Darien is 13-3 with Darien in the lead. A minute and 19
They probably.
left to go in the second quarter.
North Branford. Yeah, but that's Eastern. That Portland's good. That's New London and Free Academy. They were actually pretty good there. We blew them out, but they were pretty good. That's when our
Rocky Hill leads Fuller's Havens 49-0 with 4:42 left in the first half.
Yeah, it's all it's all northern and northeastern. Yeah,
You got to give credit to these fans coming out here on this rainy day, you know, to support both the Stafford Summers East Windsor Bulldogs and the Ansonia Chargers. You know, they're staying loyal despite the cold, despite the rain. The fans are out here.
Well, they love this program. I mean, that goes without saying.
Once the game started,
And it looks like, let's see here,
40 some odd.
and Cromwell Portland
All right.
started with, looks like they recovered an onside kick, leading 16-0. Bloomfield, let me check that. Hold on. This is a tweet we're getting from GameTimeConnecticut.com. Let's see what we got here. It's I think the game's at Bloomfield. That's what they're saying. Let's see here. I think it was 16-0 early. I think so. I'm going to try to get another update on that soon.
Kangaroo? No, that's not Kangaroo. No, Terry goes. Terry goes. They'll play Derby. That was against Derby. That was Christmas. And they refused to play Derby. But Derby played Immaculate. No, they refused to. They refused to play that in the Derby. But they also beat it in year 7.
Let's see what other scores we can get, as most of the games around the state are coming into halftime. Try to get the West Haven score for you if we can.
Well, you know, depends on how you spell
I
that
just
shot.
wanted to say, I wanted to say hello, I'll see you later.
All right, I'll see
Joe
you.
Mazzanti was asking for you this morning.
Cromwell leads Bloomfield 16-0.
Yeah, that's it. Wow.
How about that?
Did you hear that score?
So yeah, that score was confirmed.
Bloomfield
Cromwell
getting beat 16-0.
leads Bloomfield
In the words of
16-0.
Harold James Heffernan, I'll see you in the big leagues.
Another score for the tournament.
I'm
Cromwell,
gonna be able to go
Portland,
home and
16, Bloomfield,
I got
nothing.
45. 42 in the third quarter, 35 really.
42-35.
I'm on.
Most of the games around the state, and there's some stellar games around the state. Certainly, #1 Darien looked phenomenal. I got a chance to catch that Darien New Canaan game this year. Darien looked phenomenal, but New Canaan looked great too as they came back from I think it was like about a 20-something point deficit in the second half, pulled it into overtime. You know, that's just a phenomenal program up there from both New Canaan and Darien. And we want to remind everyone that we have lots of interviews
West
and
Haven 21-14.
and different
West Haven 21.
interviews with players, documentaries, and things from coaches around the valley and former players around the valley on Facebook.com//Ansonia Derby Classic Football and YouTube.com/Ansonia Derby Classic Football, and that airs on Comcast Cable 10 the second Sunday of the month at 6 o'clock every month, and you can also get that on Vantage Frontier if you go ahead and check out the YouTube video on the Ansonia Derby Classic Football YouTube page. And I think we had a West Haven score, right? Was
West Haven 21, Richfield nothing.
West Haven was up 21, Ridgefield nothing.
The West Season had a great year.
Haven't got anything about Wolf. Sean, are you on deep? Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Dave, you don't have anything on Wolf up, do you?
Yeah, I do. Let me look it up. I'll look at Twitter. I'll give you everything. Give me a minute.
Shelton is
I'll give
20.
you everything. Let me go onto Twitter because I've got access to everybody. I don't mind.
Shelton is 28-14 at the half.
Shelton, 28-14 halftime.
Give me 1 sec, all right?
Sure. The Shelton scored again.
Yeah.
Okay. Darien leads, I don't remember who they're. Greenwich 20-3. 20-3. Shelton 28-14 at halftime.
28-14, right?
West Haven 21-14 at half.
Oh. Richfield's got 14?
Yes.
Wow. They scored 2 quick touchdowns.
Yes, I just heard that when I was talking to George DeMeo. New Fairfield 14, Hill House 6.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm just zipping through Twitter. Middletown 21-8.
Middletown is playing flat, right?
Windsor 45-0 over Harding.
Okay, Windsor 45.
It's like this game. It's a mismatch.
Who are they over? Harding, right?
Harding. Yeah, and Harding goes to the SEC next year. How about that?
Yeah. The Middletown, what was the Middletown flat score?
21-8. Rocky Hill is up 49-0 in the second half.
Okay.
Who are they playing? I don't know.
Fort Haven.
That's a mismatch too. Let's see here. What else have I got for you? I'm looking.
That's all right.
Here we go. Somebody just mentioned the cadets in here. I'm zipping through Twitter for you. Southington 28, NFA 14.
Wow.
Halftime.
17. 28.
Valley 28.
NFA?
Yeah.
28-14?
Yes. Valley 28, Berlin nothing. That's an upset
Wow.
to me. I had Berlin upsetting them.
What was the score there?
Valley 28,
Berlin.
nothing. You got Seymour 22-6 at half.
Yes, I do.
Seymour 22-6 at the half.
I'm trying to find St. Joe's and Woking for you.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen anything on Twitter. Just give me a sec.
Must be the Zipsy guys on the football.
Yeah, I saw a first quarter score. Notre Dame 24-0 over New London at half. No shot. No shock there.
No.
Notre Dame's the best 7-3 team ever. People keep on mentioning this. The Woken St. Okay, St. Joe's 28, Woken 15. Second quarter, 16 minutes ago is what somebody posted. That's the latest one I can find for you.
We've got
Yes.
about a minute left at halftime as
That's all I can find.
the Stafford, East Windsor Summers Bulldogs are coming back out on the field, and
So what about down the
in
end?
class form, the Ansonia fans are giving them a great hand of applause.
Let's review some of the scores. Update. Rocky Hill 49, Lower Haven nothing.
As they approach the field,
14, Hillhop 6.
the Chargers getting ready to take the field.
Shelton
Here.
28, Newtown 14.
Once again, we want to remind everyone our officiating crew for today is from Fairfield County. They've done a fantastic job once again. They've let the kids play, and we want to give them a big hand.
21,
Great job.
14. Middletown 21.
As the Ansonia coaches
Windsor
and
45,
Ansonia players
Hardin nothing.
take the field.
Southington 28, NFA 14. Valley Regional 28, Berlin nothing. St. Joe's 28, Wolcott 15.
You have that. You have Cromwell 16-0 at half, right? Over Bloomfield.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know if you
Here
had.
come the Chargers as they start out the second half with a 48-0 lead. I'm sure you'll see many of the younger boys for Ansonia in this half. We saw a few of them to close the second quarter. I'm sure you'll see.
And they've got a plethora of talent coming up. Got some big linemen, and if you're a Ansonia Charger on the JV team, you got to be wondering, oh, I got to fight for my spot.
Pretty much. You know, trying to see where Cody Tedosio is. He had left the game early in the first quarter with an injury. We hope he's okay. Cody is a big contributor to Ansonia. He's also a very good baseball player as well.
Bloomfield.
Yeah.
You guys, I'll give you scores anytime. Just let me know what you need.
Thank you.
If you want, I'll look them up in between the third and the fourth.
And the Ansonia
What are you missing?
kick return team gets ready to set up. It definitely looks like we've got a lot of JV players out there. Who's that back to receive over there? Number 9, looks like.
What are they below? I didn't see that. Really?
Number 9, and you can see who the other back is there.
I think that was a second.
Mike Munson, the kickoff for Stafford. Good pick. That was a nice boot. And number 3 will pick it up. That is Daquan Hamilton, and he is taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Daquan Hamilton,
Number 24.
during the kickoff, brought down by number 24,
Julian Regas.
Julian Rebus.
And the Chargers will start out at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah. Well, once a guy touches it.
Chargers, you know, if you're a JV player on this offense, you're loving life right now. You get to play in a state championship game. Well, not a championship, but, you know, a state playoff game. And you're just loving life right now. This is what you come to practice and play for at Ansonia High School.
Now, I got a good story to share with the people after this play, Sean. Number 3, that is Daquan Hamilton.
Number 3, Daquan Hamilton.
You know, Sean, number 88 for the Chargers, Christopher Rowley.
Number Hamilton. Daquan Hamilton.
4-year player of the program. And
Brought down by
last week in the game against Naugatuck, he scored a touchdown, and it was a great moment. His father, Sean, was, you know, in tears. It was just a nice moment to see. Chris has worked really hard with the Ansonia program, and that was a great thing to see last week.
It was a great thing. Of course, Sean Rowley takes care of the field here at Jarvis Nolan Field, and certainly did a great job here tonight.
Hamilton again.
Hamilton, the ball
Hamilton once
carrier.
again, the ball carrier, brings it over the 30.
You know, in at quarterback now for the Chargers is number 9, Trey Beal.
29.
Tony Gibo on the stop for the Bulldogs. Ball's at the 30-yard line. Third and about 2.
Third and about 2. On the Ansonia 30-yard line.
Actually, I apologize. I said number 9. It's actually number 19 for the Chargers. That's John Pacheco. And there goes Hamilton again.
Hamilton's ball carrier brings it down to the 35-yard line.
I believe he's got
Down
that
by
first.
68. Dominic Peterson.
24.
Ball number 24, Julian Rivas. Number 8, first down. Ball is just around the 35-yard line.
And 9:15 to go in the third quarter here.
Yeah.
It's wet and it's cold, but these kids are just loving playing football.
Hamilton, the ball carrier again,
Hamilton,
and a
the ball carrier,
fumble.
loose
He
ball
fumbles
in
the
play.
ball, and that's recovered by Stafford.
And that is huge
Number
for
45 for
Number
Stafford.
45.
huge for
That is
Stafford.
Cody
Tony
Desolate.
Desolate.
And nice to see Stafford get a play. They got a rough night, and that was their first big play of the game. And they'll take over at about the 38-yard line.
Ball's marked at 36.
Looks like some of their best field position of the night. Maybe this is where they score. Both teams at the line. Shotgun formation for
LaJoy is
Summers.
back to pass, and he's going nowhere. And another
Now there's
fumble.
another loose ball.
And I believe Ansonia got it.
By
And
Ansonia.
Ansonia recovered, and I'll tell you, no pun intended, but when it rains, it pours. And right now, 63, Ansonia is just doing everything right, and nothing is going Stafford's way.
And we're starting to see the effects of the wet field now. As we talked about early in the first half, it wasn't a major issue, but we're really starting to see early in this third quarter how the wet field and the wet conditions are starting to take place around the football with 2 fumbles by both teams on separate possessions, back to back almost. And you got to wonder, is this going to play a part now as the mildew starts to set in?
I know.
Both teams at the line. I formation for Ansonia.
And he hands off to Hamilton again, and he's going nowhere. He is brought down
Hamilton ball carrier.
by number
Brought down by
51.
number 51.
That's
Jonathan Kovac.
Jonathan Kopeck.
Gain of 1, second and 9.
You really have to feel for Stafford. I mean, they've had a rough night. They finally get a big play, and then a play later, they give it right back to Ansonia. And I mean, just a rough night for the Bulldogs.
And both teams coming up to the line now. Some big boys on both these squads at the line there.
The future is bright for both programs. There goes Hamilton again.
Hamilton into Bulldog territory. Brought down by Cody Desolate.
Third and about 5 for Ansonia.
Also going on to play with number
JV
20,
squad.
Diego. Ball's right at midfield.
It looks like Earl Stanley is calling in the plays. I believe that's who that is, right?
No, that's actually, I believe Coach Brackett.
Oh yeah, it's Coach Broggy. My bad. I stand corrected.
Well, when Coach Stanley's smiling, things are going well. He's very intense when he coaches.
I formation for Ansonia right now.
Again, it's going to number 3. It's been his number this half, and a beautiful way of getting out of trouble right there by Mr. Hamilton, and he gets the first down for the
Brought down by
Chargers.
number 45.
He just ran over that secondary of those linebackers and D-backs for Stafford, Summers, East Windsor. He got the first down out to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah.
And Seymour just lost a fumble on its own 20, and Capital Prep takes over at the Seymour 20.
There goes Hamilton, and he is going to be brought down. He gets to about the 43. Or correction, 48. Yeah, 43. Actually, no, I'm sorry.
Ball marked at the 38-yard line.
38-yard line, that was a little off.
In 3 seconds.
4:19 to go in the third quarter here at Jarvis Stadium. Score is still 48-0. As the Chargers get set up to go to the line. And it looks like once again they're in that classic I formation.
Chico hands off to Hamilton again, and he gets about 8.
Again, they want Hamilton, the ball carrier.
That's going to be a first down for the Chargers.
As the chains move. Once again, we want to remind everyone this officiating crew is from Fairfield County. They've done a great job tonight in
Chargers.
the CIAC.
Ball at the 31-yard line.
And it looks like we've got an update from the New Fairfield Hillhouse game. New Fairfield has cut the lead to 2 as it's 14-12.
Chico hands off, and false start, I believe, for the Chargers.
And in the third quarter, it's
Ball start against Ansonia.
Seymour 22-12.
Now, Sean, it's looking ahead a little bit, but it'd be really cool to see both Ansonia and Seymour possibly playing for the championship.
Yeah, that game would have to be in the final, but that would be a pretty great championship, Valley championship, if that were to happen. Some cards would have to fall in the right place, and they're still a long way off, but that would be something remarkable. You know, you got a lot of teams. You got your Rocky Hills and your Cromwell Portlands to get by, and Seymour's still in a little bit of a game there, so, you know, it's a little too early to tell. So you have the line in the I formation now.
Chico hands off again to Hamilton, and Hamilton, this kid is tough.
Hamilton brings it down about the 30-yard line.
He gets to about the 29-yard line.
Brought down by 100.
Just about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter here at Jarvis Stadium.
Second and 10.
Now, this quarter has went by very quick. As you know, the first half seemed like it took forever, but this third quarter is moving along very good. A minute and 47 to go.
And, you know,
There's not a lot of offense being scored that usually happens. As you saw in the first half, there's enough offense the last two games.
Coach Brockett just playing classy football, running the ball. As the clock continues to run per the rule.
Chico again hands off to Hamilton. He's going to be stopped.
Hamilton wants
Maybe
to
a
get the
gain
ball
of
carrier.
1. Maybe a gain of 1. Bring up third down, 3rd and 9.
100 Daigle and on the play for Bulldogs.
66, 60.
Chargers, JV squad doing pretty well here. Looks like it's 3rd and about 8 as 48 seconds left in this quarter, and it looks like this might be the last play of the game, of the quarter. I'm sorry, as Chargers are in the I formation at the line.
Hamilton again, the ball carrier, and he's not going to get much there. Maybe 2.
Once again, Hamilton, ball carrier. Austin Captain Bay.
It's going to be 4th and about 6. As there's 18 seconds
Number
left.
71.
Coach Brockett will just go ahead and let this clock run down as we get ready to end the 3rd quarter.
And that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter with your score. The Ansonia Chargers 48.
At the end of the
Stafford nothing.
Jarvis Stadium score at 48.
Ansonia held scoreless in the third quarter. Like 10.
As you can see, both coaching staffs continuing to coach. You know, you don't stop coaching just because it's 48-0, right? You continue to coach, and you know, a lot of this is coaching for next season as well as these up and coming sophomores and juniors will be getting quite a bit of playing time next year. So this is preparation for next year, and you know, you never know if someone gets hurt in a game or for some reason they can't play, and you know, it's for that too. It could still be for the rest of this season. So you know, you never stop coaching, and coaching is a year-round thing. So you just want to keep going, keep coaching, keep playing, and especially if you're Stafford Summers East Windsor, you want to keep playing. As we're getting ready to start the 4th quarter now with Ansonia in the I formation.
Again, Hamilton, the ball carrier, and he's going to be stopped. Yep. Taken down on the tackle is number 46.
Hamilton was the ball carrier. Brought down.
Or maybe 45.
I know 45, but he doesn't let.
And
Cromwell will take over on down.
Stafford will take over on downs.
Did I say Cromwell?
Yeah.
Stafford.
Where are we?
Mr. Barth is getting a little ahead of himself. He's got Cromwell on his mind.
It's good to know we're not the only ones who are fluttering our words a little bit here.
I better go and have some wine.
Jeffers receiver Darian will receive in the 3rd as
And LaJoy again, and that's the number maybe 24. I can't tell. I think
shotgun. That's a great
just
play.
Julian Revis.
Great play for them as they from the shotgun. The Roy threw out to that little wide receiver screen, which actually worked pretty well this
That was
time.
Julian Revis on the reception.
And
Revis.
got him a gain of about 7 as it's 2nd and about
It was number
3 or 4.
24.
In case you're wondering what.
Revis.
Both teams at the
LaJoy
line.
again, and it's going to go to
Angle.
29.
13.
That's
Good pass complete to Angle.
Angle. Angle has been the target tonight. 13.
Covered by Justin Cardonudo. Pick up a 3rd down.
Killingly is up 21-0.
LaJoy back to pass again, and he's got a man open. He might catch. No,
Oh.
overthrows him. It was close. The man was open. That was number 9, Joe Mangillo.
Just overthrown.
Joe.
Another one of those passes where the receiver had to just stretch really, really long. But you know, when you're playing these Ansonia D-backs, it's better to overthrow and make it incomplete than to throw it in the hands of an Ansonia defensive back.
Just a rough night all around for the Bulldogs.
And they will go for it. That's the right call.
4th and 3 for the Bulldogs.
And LaJoy, he's gonna try it again, and he's got him open. Nope. And it's
Oh.
incomplete.
Nice pass.
Great coverage by number 9 for Ansonia. That is
Broken up by
Trey
Trey
Beal.
Beal.
Again, a good pass, but great coverage by Beal.
You know,
Take over.
one of the great Ansonia Pop Warner coaches used to say, if you could touch it, you could catch it. That was one of the Coach Phipps's. And, you know, you got to think about that. You got to think about that for these summer Stafford, East Windsor teams who have gotten a lot of great looks and a lot of great touches. They just haven't been able to pull them in.
Just a rough night, but you know what? They have nothing to hang their heads about. They had a great season, Stafford. 9-2 is a great record, and again, you know, they ran into that David versus Goliath type.
That's the difference between a winning program and
We play our JV.
We'll definitely,
JV kids never play.
definitely got to have a lot of pride to come to Jarvis
Their
Stadium
last
and
game,
continue to
yeah.
play. You know, this phenomenal team.
And
They've shown.
Hamilton, the ball carrier again, and he slips. He gets about 4 yards, but he slipped.
Hamilton ball carrier.
Notre Dame is
You know, I'm
up
a little
30 to
surprised,
nothing over New London.
Stafford's still got their starters out there. You know, I'm sure a lot of these kids are seniors. That's why they're playing. But you would think the JVs would be in by now.
We never get better if we don't play JV.
Canaan is up 21-14 over Massey.
You got to give Coach Crockett again tremendous amount of credit. 11 years now, 10 NDL championships, 5 state championships. I believe 3 number 1 rankings in the state. He's just had a remarkable coaching career here.
Certainly great job by
You know,
Coach
Guy
Brockett.
who came from Wallingford, and he's done a tremendous job replacing the late great Jack Hunt. And a loose football, and I believe Stafford's recovered.
Covered
Maybe
by
it's-
Ansonia.
Nope, 57
Number
recovered.
57.
That is Martin
Martin
Antoine.
Number 57 for the Chargers.
7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here at Jarvis Stadium. 48-0 Ansonia.
Now again, we hope Cody Tedocio is okay. He came out of the game in the first quarter. I don't see him on the sidelines. I'm thinking maybe he's in his dress clothes. You know, they don't want to get him hurt. Tedocio, big time player for Ansonia, a junior. You know, and the Tedosios have had a history of Ansonia sports. You know, Cody's uncle back in '89 was a member of the state championship baseball team for Ansonia.
Ansonia's at the line in the I formation.
There goes Dobbs, or not Dobbs, I'm sorry,
Hamilton ball carrier.
51, 61. Who carried that? 61.
Looks like fourth and about
I'd say
9.
7.
7. Yep, 4th and 7 for
And
the
you know,
Ansonia
here,
Chargers.
I think Ansonia will just run a simple, you know, play.
Probably just another run up the 2 or the 1 hole. 5:48 to go in the fourth quarter.
2 seconds for everyone. These guys in the field want me to do that too.
You know, Ansonia's in no hurry to run a play, they just want this clock to wind down.
It went from 4 minutes to 30 seconds, right?
Pacheco hands off to, this is number 20, might be 24, I gotta see the number. I believe 21 maybe? 27 for Ansonia. That
Ball
is-
carried by Javal Parker.
There's no name right there. We'll go with Parker, the ball carrier. I'll trust Mr. Bart's word.
And if you
Bulldogs
and if you
combo
and,
player.
and if you're Stafford Summers East Windsor, you're holding Ansonia from scoring again. So you got to be even though it's the JVs, you still got to be happy about that.
You know, it's been a long night for Stafford.
Stafford with the ball now in the shotgun formation.
And LaJoy
Hands
goes
up.
back to
Whoa.
pass. You know,
Joy.
Sean, I'll tell you right now. I mean,
Stacked in the backfield.
their JV team, I think, can play with this team as well.
58.
Yeah, their JV team doing well. The defensive JV team for Ansonia against the first squad of Stafford Summers East Windsor. Doing a great job.
Luca Valencia.
If you're just joining us, it was all Ansonia tonight. The first quarter was Ansonia 35-0 when it was all said and done, and they just took off from there. Markel Dobbs had a phenomenal first half, 165 yards rushing on 10 carries, as well as 103 yards on punt returns, too, which he ran back for a touchdown. That pass is complete
All
to
right.
number 8 for Stafford, and that is Brandon Callenbach.
number 8, Brandon Bellenbeck.
That's the first big play of the night for the Bulldogs.
To about the
Down by
Ansonia
Daquan
40.
Hamilton, along with
Great play
Walker.
by the quarterback to the receiver.
You know, and good job by the Bulldogs not quit, and they
Ball
could
down
easily
at
win.
the
But they're
38-yard
still
line.
playing.
First and 10 Bulldogs.
And that's the same play they ran at the end of the half twice. And, you know, they finally pulled it off. It's good that they kept with it as they saw something there.
You know, Sean, this will be a tough loss for a couple of days for them, but they'll look back and they'll say, you know, they'll realize they had a great season, 9-2, nothing to be ashamed about. LaJoy again, and LaJoy's got nowhere to go. He is just taking it down. 63 and 58 for Ansonia. That is Christian Ruiz and Luca Valencia
Luca Valencia.
for the Chargers.
You're getting that kind of pressure, you got to throw the ball away. Looked like he was going to try to run for it, but you know, still, you know, a lot of good things for Stafford to take away from this. You know, they're going to go back to their conference and they're going to say, hey, we played Ansonia in the first game of next season. Oh boy, I'm going to be worried if I was that team.
LaJoy back to pass, and he's got he's got him there, and it's incomplete. The pass was there, but the receiver did not make it to the ball in time.
And just about 2:20 to go in the fourth quarter here at Jarvis
Intended
Stadium.
for Mongillo.
Pass rule incomplete.
Killingly is beating Bunnell 21-7 with 11:47 to go in the fourth.
You know, Sean,
Yep.
they implemented this high school playoffs, you know, the couple rounds back in '95, and that was a great thing they did. Shelton leads 28-21 over Newtown. Gales, again, this is the third straight year that Gales have been in the playoffs.
As,
His pass is complete to Mongillo, but he goes nowhere.
see that wide receiver screen again for maybe a yard if he's lucky.
8, 9, 8, 9, probably 9.
Trey Bell. Stop for Ansonia. Bring up 4th down.
A lot of the fans still here, supporting both their teams. Got to give it credit to that Stafford fan base for sticking it out. Shotgun formation for Stafford.
LaJoy back to pass, and he's trying to get a man. He's got a man out there, but it's going to be short. Pass was well short.
Pass incomplete.
A minute to go as things wind down here.
And the Chargers are going to pitch a shutout tonight. They did a tremendous job. I mean, excellent job by the Ansonia Chargers. They're going to go to 11-0 on the year, and they will live to play another day. And you know, tremendous job by Coach Brockett, Coach Spanheim, Coach Lacey, Stanley, all the guys. Tremendous job. And if you're Ansonia, you're just going to let this clock run. They'll probably take one more snap, and that's it.
21 seconds now.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be the contest. The players are running onto the field. And the final score here at Jarvis Stadium tonight is the Ansonia Chargers 48 and the Stafford Bulldogs
Ansonia will be
nothing.
back here Monday night at 6:30.
And Mike, you know, it was a great game for Ansonia, not so great for the Stafford Summers East Windsor Bulldogs.
Well, you know, Sean, I mean, again, Stafford, I don't know a lot about them, but, you know, this is their first time they're playing Ansonia. Ansonia is the premier program in the state of Connecticut. And, you know, sometimes, like I said, it's David going up against Goliath, and most of the time, you know what the outcome is going to be.
Certainly, that's what's the story here today. We want to thank everyone for bearing with us with our struggles. This was our first trial run here, as we did an audio feed. This is a trial run for next season. What hopefully we can do is cover some more games around the valley.
I think it's important, Sean, to thank both schools for cooperating, and also thank the CIAC. You know, Coach Brockett, Coach Marzone, they all allowed us to do this, and without them, we wouldn't have been able to do it tonight. So thank you to both programs.
Certainly, certainly. And, I don't know, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, and folks, as Mr. Barth mentioned, Ansonia will play Monday night against somebody at 6:30 at Jarvis Stadium. The Chargers go to 11-0 on the year, and the beat just keeps going on for Ansonia. I mean, year in and year out, this program continues to be the standard in high school football. Until next time, for Sean Morris and everybody here in the Ansonia press box, I'm Mike Panici saying good night.